Well, hi there. This is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage. Thank you so much for joining me. I probably look a little bright because I've got the lights right on me because it's so dark in here, but actually it's a nice sunny day. Our mower just finished out there. He's so good, you know. It just amazes me how good the mowing people are. This is one guy. He does our whole thing in, I don't know. Anyway, it's about a half hour. He's really good. He could get it done quicker probably, but he's really good. All right. Today the card is really cute. So I'm going to get started. You can listen to me yammer on, or you can take the sound off. I actually have great sympathy for people taking the sound off. Although I do have to say you can't with me much because I don't write down the instructions, and you will have to listen to some of it, I suppose. But you can skip a lot of it. But, you know, why would you want to, okay? Why would you want to? I could give you many reasons why I would want to, but I don't know why you would want to. Go ahead and like and share. I appreciate all of that. I do have a newsletter, and I'm going to put the camera down here, I think. Yes. Oh, I forgot to get it on my computer screen. Well, you know what? I think today I'm going to just see how it goes. And how come I have this weird shadow thing happening here? Normally I don't. So let me see. Oh, that's why. Okay, now we're good. So there is my website. I do put these on YouTube. They go on to my website, but very briefly, and Facebook, and they're all making it very difficult to do this because it's expensive for them to probably provide all of this. And frankly, many of us aren't really making any money on any of this. So it's like, well, I'm trying to save money too. I'm not going to pay for your service. But anyway, so I am going to show you this card. It's so cute. Now you're going to love it. I think that you're going to really like these little characters. There's a lot of things we can do with these little characters. This is how it cuts it out with a die. So I've got these guys in this cute little pocket. This is all part of the set. The little die is part of the set that makes this little pocket, I believe. And then let's peek and see if I'm correct. We'll peek into the Peekaboo. I'm not correct. I thought it did. Where did I get you, pocket? I think you must be in Tags to Go or something. Let's look. Yes, Tags to Go. So here is the pocket that I'm using today in Tags to Go. This is the one I showed last week that had this cute little key that I still have one that I saved from last week. If you want to put a little key in here somewhere, there you go. I still have one from last week that I haven't used, but anyhow, I am going to try to get my computer going here for just a minute. And there are a whole lot of new things happening in Stampin' Up world right now. So thank you so much for joining me and sticking around with me. It's been a while. I haven't been doing this as long as a whole lot of people. And I noticed those reel things have gotten, the Facebook Reels that are super short. Those are pretty cool. I do like those, but they go so fast I couldn't possibly learn anything from them. So no, I am not doing the reels just because I like to do it the way people actually craft, which is not professional. Most of us are not professionals. There are a few people that I would call professionals. They probably wouldn't categorize themselves that way, but I would. All right, so let's start. I'm going to use Old Olive, Pecan Pie, some basic white cardstock. This card has to be big because it has such a big tree on it. So this one is going to be much larger, so follow along and you can see how I made this card. This is actually super, super easy one to do. You are going to start with a 9.5 by 6 inch piece of white cardstock, or if you want to just do it with a color that is, if you want to do it with your pecan pie, you can just do it on pecan pie, but I almost always do white so that I can stamp inside. I rarely do, but I always would like to. And anyhow, so I'm going to cut off 9. This is 9.5. Okay, for your base card. I don't know if people call it that anymore, but I certainly still do. And then we're going to score that at 4.5. Okay, last week I cut it instead of scoring it. And then I'm going to cut that trim off right there so that it's, I don't know why it did that. 4.5, what? Oh, because, that's why. I know, why did it? I don't know. Let's check this out. This has got to be 4.5, and it is. And we want this at 9, and well, because I cut it wrong, you ding dong. Why did you do that? All right, I've got paper right here, so it's not a big deal, but that was really strange. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. Let me check my measurements. 9.5 by 6. How hard is this? So 9.5. Okay, so we're going to cut it at 9.5. I'm not scoring it because that would be scoring it on the wrong side. So 9.5. Turn it by 6. This is why I got into trouble. Now turn it again, and 4.5. If we score it now, we should be right in the middle there. And it's not. What is my deal? That is too small. Why? Okay, I'm not following my written instructions. Clearly, there's something wrong with my brain today. Is it just today, though, is the question. Probably not. Probably not. I seem to be functioning fine this morning. I don't know what's going on now. All right, so this is actually 4 3/4. And it does say that right there. Oh my goodness, what a ding dong. All right, we're trying this again. 9.5. Okay, 9.5. Turning it by 6. How hard is this? Turning it again. Now this time, let's do it at 4 3/4. And I suspect it's going to be just fine. 4 3/4. Okay, this is why I do it live. Because with no editing, you get to see the whole idiocy of me. All right, so 4 3/4. Do it right, and it's good. I think while I've got everything out here, we're going to go ahead and cut the pecan pie part. The pecan pie is going to be 4 3/4 because it's just going to cover my base card. So 4 3/4 by 6 inches. And then that gets glued on the front of this card. There's no ribbon or anything, so we'll just glue it on right now. It's not gonna hurt to. My blades stand pretty nice. I haven't been crafting very much, that's why. Oh my, in fact, I have to get a newsletter out for next week because you know what? I don't think, if I don't do anything this weekend, it won't happen. You won't be getting a newsletter. And it won't be happening on the weekend. I'm going to have to do it on Thursday, I guess, and get it going. I do have some new things. I was waiting for the new things, and that's why, you know. But anyway, so now we've got that. Now, I did not know when I made this card, because I hadn't actually seen the new catalog. I don't think I bothered to look at it. You will need a tiny bit of ribbon. This is Old Olive. This is 1/8 inch. I actually really like 1/8 inch. It's a great one for the little ties in a, you know, a bookmark or something. So you will need that too. Here's my All About Autumn. No, it's called Splendid Autumn. And this is actually in our new catalog. Our new catalog, I almost opened it for you. Ooh, that would have been a big faux pas. You guys don't get to see it until May when it comes live. But I believe this is in it. I could look at it and peek to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. I was shocked to see that it was. Now, All About Autumn, I've showed it to you before, but it does have some really pretty scenes. So if I want a nice background sky, voila. I don't have to make one. I could make one anytime. It's not going to look quite as nice as this. And so I just thought, why would I make one that doesn't, it's not going to look as nice as this. So I'm going to use this. I do want the whole bottom portion. It's the sky part that I'm going to cut off. And I need this DSP to be 4 1/4 inches wide. I don't want to see this bush. So we're going to go 4 1/4. Okay, and I'm cutting that bush off. And then I'm going to score this side at 5. Cut this side at 5 3/4. Now, I think this is going to be right. Let's just check and see if this is right. It actually is not. I needed it wider, like a lot wider, but it's not going to be. It's going to be this. I need it to be wider, folks. Huh. What did I cut it at? 4 1/4? Oh, it needed to be 4 1/2. Okay, whatever. Okay, because 4 1/2 is what this is why my instructions were wrong. Pumpkin. This is the pumpkin pie base card. It actually has to be 4 3/4. Therefore, your DSP has to be 4 1/2 by 5. And let's see if we really want it 5 3/4. I really need it to be just an 1/8 smaller, not a whole quarter, because it needs to have the whole piece. So instead of 4 1/2, we're going to go 4 3/5. Okay, 4 3/5 by 5 7/8. Okay, there we go, 5 7/8. I think I've got another piece of this in here, but if not, we'll just use a different design, and I'll save this for another day, because I will use this. In fact, now that I know that it's in the new catalog, I'll probably be buying more of it. Now, I think I am going to have to use this one. No, but we'll use, oh, there it is. Yay, I have one. I think I have one left. I've used this one quite a bit, because it has a road, but you can cut the road off pretty easily. Now, I did want some of that tree in there. Okay, so I'm going to cut some of the tree there. And now this time I'm going to be more careful. 4, and this is 4 3/4. So I want this to be 4 3/5. Okay, oops, I want this side 4 3/5. All right, I erred a bit on the larger side just to be sure, and yes, that is fine. It's very, very small border. That's what I want. I need the space of this picture. Okay, I'm gonna cut just a tiny bit off the road. I don't want the road to really show too much, because, you know, this has got some really lovely tree roots. I actually don't like to have tree roots just hanging out without grass and stuff. But in this case, we're allowing it because I need the space. So this is why I don't really want a road, but it can look a little different there, because around tree roots, you know, there's never a ton of grass because it's sucking up all the water. All right, so now we need this to be 5 7/8. And it is 5 7/8 because I trimmed that bit off. All right, very good. In fact, I trimmed a bit too much. What a ding dong. All right, but it's good. It's good. It's good. We're going to go like this and glue this on. Oh, look at that pretty back side. I like that too. Now, we've got a new catalog coming, and again, I told you it's coming in May. Did you know that, was it yesterday? We had in our family chain glue. I need more glue. I do have more glue. I'm gonna have to get it out. We had a birthday, and so that was pretty exciting. But it sort of took precedence over some things for me. All right. because like I said, I'm not crafting quite as much as I was. So why are you drying so quickly? So there we go. Whew, I got that on there. And now we can begin. I'm gonna throw away my old glue bottle. That one is definitely shot. I have another one handy right here. Do I have one open? No, I don't. Okay. Wait, was that one open? Okay. All right, new glue bottle, which is always a little dangerous because with a new glue bottle, it pours out really fast and I forget. Now we're gonna take this and I'm not gonna cut it in half because I don't think I'll need to. I think what I need to do first of all is to cut out the, here, let me throw away my trash. Because if I start having a lot of trash all over, it starts to really bug me. I have a lot of little pet peeves. Do you? I'm saving this because so this end that I'm saving, you know, you can do wonderful little bookmarks with this set. And so hang on to those ends. Because I think these little critters would make a really nice bookmark. And if I have time, I'm going to do one and show you what I'm talking about. Because I didn't do that. But anyway, so now we've got our base card is done. And we're going to cut out the canopy for this tree. Hello, where are you, canopy for this tree? Peekaboo Forest dies. What have I done with the canopy? Oh my goodness gracious, what is my deal? I have done things with my storage system and have not notified myself of it yet. I'm going to put these things here while I think about where in the world. These are the pens I'm going to use today. I'm going to have to think about where I could possibly have put my canopy die. I am shocked that it's not in here. Oh, maybe this is it. Oh, you dirty dog. It can't possibly be. Let me look here. No, because it cuts out there. I don't think so. Surely not. I don't think so. That's not how I did it, is it? Oh my goodness, it might be, but I can't believe it. Wow. Okay. I think I'm going to assume that that is how I did it, but I'm still not, not fully comprehending it. I thought there was a big outline of the canopy, and there's not. I guess that would explain why I haven't seen other people do this particular version of this card. That would explain it. This is hilarious. All right, and we're going to do that canopy first because I'm a little skeptical about how it's going to come together now. So you do have a wonderful little, yes, we do. We do have little leaves. Wow. Well, how did I do this? Help, help. I don't know. I guess I did this die. Okay, I did this die on the bottom. Because this is your canopy bottom, and then I just did a canopy. And I just sort of winged it. This is longer than you're going to need for this card anyway. Okay, so this is how long it is. So you're going to end up cutting it down to get it in here. And I knew I didn't want it squared off, you know, obviously. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, I need this canopy to be approximately 3 inches, okay, approximately. So we're gonna do, we're gonna cut, let's not do 3 inches, let's cut 3.5 inches so that I've got some wiggle room. 3.5 inches, and then this is going to be my pocket. Wow, this is very interesting. Now this is going to turn out to be my canopy, so I'm going to cut with this die. This is your canopy die right here. You get just this one. And I know we've had other canopy dies, and they were bigger, and that's why I am perplexed by this, but I'm going to manage just like you will. I like this set. It's just the canopy. It's a little more trouble than I expected it to be. I don't know that I really want it to be like this, but we're going to cut it like this anyway, and then we'll modify it as we go. So you're just going to take your 3.5 inch piece. Boy, that went awfully smooth. Having a nice new plate helped. See, it didn't cut it off, which is good, because if you were making a card and you wanted it to lift, some people are doing lift things with that, and that looks really cool and all, but that's more work than I'm willing to do. Now, before I do any more cutting with this, I want to stamp my little leaves all over this. Right? Yes, right. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the leaves first. I was looking at the picture that I made to see if that's actually the order I did it. And I'm going to use Old Olive ink. I'm going to stamp straight on, and I'm going to do first, second, and third generation stamping with that. You get one little leaf right here. I guess I could get a little stamp, so I don't end up rocking it and doing weird things with it. Okay, so here we go. First of all, we're going to try to hit these spots first. And I think I'm going to put this down so you can see this pretty closely. And I don't want to go with a bold leaf right on the edge, so we're going to go like this. Now, these leaves do not have to, you know, really look like anything particularly. You don't have to have them very close, and you don't have to really match anything. I haven't really done third generation, and I need to. I need not just first, that's first generation, second generation. We're going to go third up here, fourth. You do want to put a good number of leaves in. Okay, but it doesn't have to be a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can kind of go a little crazy. They can overlap. This is going to be just fine. I'm doing the whole thing, even though a lot of it's going to get cut off. Now, if you do a half like I did accidentally, come back in with a generated, you know, third or second generated one, cover that up a bit. Now, I've already flubbed here, so that I know is going to get cut off, and I do need to wipe that ink off that I got. When I rocked my stamp in the ink pad, that's what happened. So just keep an eye on your block, and if you see that happen, get it off. I've got like a Fibber McGee's closet thing going up there. Okay, so here we go. So anyhow, if you have not been keeping track of what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World, there is a new reward system. And all that means is that you only have to place a $20 order to get your Stampin' rewards. Now, I have customers who I don't know why, even though I've tried to help them know that if you had, you know, spent sometimes it's just $20 more, you would have had free Stampin' rewards, but which translates into free product for you. But that was complicated or just too much trouble for some people to keep track of, and they didn't care. So not having to worry about that is, I think, going to be quite nice. Now, again, just keep doing your leaves all over the place, because you're going to want this whole space kind of covered, and then you can cut it to make this look kind of good. I know when I made this before, I was thinking, I don't know if this is going to look good. It will look good, but you do want to have enough coming on here so you can kind of cut in and out and just kind of like all about. I am going to do I'm not restamping, just 3rd, 4th, 5th, 20th generation. Green stamp, you can stamp forever. So I did a whole lot of that all around the edge. Now just clean that off. Put your little leaves away so they don't get lost. It's a tiny stamp, gets lost very easily. And then before we finish cutting that out, I'm going to go ahead and cut out, I think I'm going to cut out my pocket, and then I can stamp the sentiment that I want on the sentiment just for you. So cute. Where did I get that? Just for you. I think it was from a dog one. Let me peek here really quick. I didn't get it out, but I suspect it was there it is. It's from Happy Tales. Do you remember this Happy Tales? Just for you on Happy Tales. That's what that came from. So let's cut out the pocket. Okay, this is, again, tags to go. This one is, I think, an online exclusive, so I think it's available right now. I don't really remember. All right. But anyhow, so now that the new reward system is going, you only have to spend, I think it's $20, and believe me, you're not even going to have to worry about whether you're spending enough to get that reward, because how hard is it to spend $20 with Stampin' Up? It's like, what can I buy that is $20? Maybe 2 pens. You know, maybe 2 ink pads and I don't know. Anyhow, I'm exaggerating, but only a little, because it's so easy to spend $20 that you don't have to worry about it. You will have spent it. There's your pocket. Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, I don't have my pokey tool there, so I'm going to use that one. All right, so we're going to put that away, and then I'm going to make sure I'm doing it right, because I want this to come up. This is where your guy is going, and we're going to stamp that just for you on here. So cute. I was going to do something else, and I got out a different sentiment to do it, but this just for you is it's too cute. So we'll stay with it. Oh, I don't want green though. I want pecan pie. So I'm gonna put my green away, my old olive, and let's get out the pecan pie. What about green? Once you get green or red on your hand, be really careful. It definitely. Oh, I have, this is a photopolymer one. I did this one because it is photopolymer, because you're gonna have to do just fur and you under that, or just and fur you. I actually did just for you. I got it on there. So let's see if I can get it on again. I did get it on, so. Oh, good. It does go on. Oh, don't do it the wrong way. I almost did. It's going this direction. Okay. Just for you. Oh, you're so cute. And that is pecan pie. Now I'll get my fingers clean now that I got ink all over the place. All right. So we have that. We have all kinds of new things. So I've been looking at the new things. There's a lot of really cute new things. And so next week, hopefully I can get to one of those. We will see. All right. So we have the new rewards program going. Just going to make it a lot easier for everyone, I think. And we will just see. We will see how that goes. Now for your pocket, all you need to do is just, I'm going to do it now so my glue has a chance to dry. Tiny bit of glue. Just the littlest bit. Right on the side. Because you want your critters to slide in and out. And if that glue oozes out at all, I'm actually going to let it sit here for a second. Where did I put that ribbon? There you are. So while that's sitting just for a second, because the longer it sits, the less it's gonna ooze when I close it. I don't want it to sit too long, but just a little bit. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and shut that and put your little ribbon in here. Okay, and we will have our little pocket all made and ready to stick on. So cute. And a little snip. Let's go this way. Snip and snip. Okay, like that. Okay, there's your little pocket. That, we will set that on here once I know where it's going. We have to do the tree and all of that first. So now we'll finish out the canopy. Okay. This is the part that's going to be just a little trickier. So I'm going to go ahead and put this like this so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, you could just cut it, but you don't want to, because the dies that I'm gonna, there's 2 dies that do these leaves, and it lifts these up and just looks marvelous. Okay, so you definitely want to use these dies. There's 2 little doodads, so we're gonna just use them and see what happens. Okay, so going like that. And we've cut that already. This is gonna cut, so we're gonna move it away from my edge. And I'm just gonna go, I think I'm gonna turn it this way. Okay, and then I'm gonna just go on either side. I'm gonna take one leaf and position it where there is a leaf sticking out there. Okay, and the same on this side. Now, this is going to be a little larger probably than I want it to be. So I'm going to leave this one here, but I'm going to move this one in just a bit. And so it'll be a little different each time you do it. You know, it's you're never going to stamp it exactly the same. You're never going to do the die positioning exactly the same. So don't worry about it. Okay, so now you're gonna just take, let me move this over so you can see what I'm doing. So you're gonna just take this and move it again. Okay, it leaves it down. It doesn't cut anything out. Don't put it right next to it or it will start cutting it out. You don't wanna do that. So now we've got one here. I think I want one kind of sticking out, maybe a bit more on the card here, but I don't really have a great leaf there, so I'm gonna, you want the leaves to kind of be going the same direction as your stamped image. So there, we're gonna put that one there. And this one, we're gonna put a little bit, we'll put it right there. That looks pretty good. This actually, you could cut this and then stamp, but I wouldn't do that. It's just gonna be too much trouble for you to do that. If you try to start making everything match, you're just not making it fun. This is supposed to be for fun. So don't make things so hard that it's no longer fun. Okay, we're gonna do that. Now we're moving it away from it again, because I'm gonna use my scissors to cut stuff. I don't need to use this die. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna put this one like here. And roll it through. Okay. All right, so now this is my basic look to my card. I'm gonna go ahead, looking at it to see, okay, where can I put the canopy cuts more? So we're gonna do it like here. This part doesn't really matter quite so much. Just don't get it into the leaves that you've done already. Okay. You do kind of have to look to see where is it? Where have I already cut. Okay, right there. So this is the only part that takes a little tiny bit of time. This card actually, for the kind of card it is a real quick one to do. In my estimation, this is going pretty fast. Okay, we're gonna do one here. We're gonna do one. Again, trying to match up at least one of the leaves into what you've stamped. Many of them won't. Does not matter. It's gonna look just fine. You could do it really careful and make things match up. Just saying, you could. I don't know why you'd want to. All right, right there. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Right there, kind of matched up really well. I don't think I need this one. So you see, although it seemed like it was, you know, gonna take forever, it really didn't, did it? All right, so now we're gonna pull that out, put it away before I lose my die. These are the kinds of things I lose. And it's real frustrating. Hey, we're gonna need this tree, we're gonna need the limb. Actually, I think I'm using everything in this die cut set. So while we're here, before I finish this canopy out, let's just cut these other items. Okay, so we're gonna cut out, oh, I forgot, I need to stamp them before I cut them out though. Okay, I'm not gonna cut them out. I'll drag this over again in a second. All right, so let's take the scissors. We're gonna take the base card that you've made, and we are gonna cut this canopy. Now see, I've got a leaf there. I'm gonna come to that one. And then where the cut edge is, where the leaf is, I am just cutting this outer part away. That one's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, I don't really, then my next cut is right up there. This part is okay, but I kind of want to come up right where my leaves are and just cut a little bit out around here, because I don't want just such a straight, personally, I don't want such a straight bottom. I want it to be a little bit more natural looking. And this is okay, but I'm not terribly fond of it. And look how much room I've got. Not a ton. I'm gonna save this side because I like it. No, actually, I might get rid of more of this side, and I'm gonna save this side because I like it. Maybe? I don't know, maybe not. I'm gonna get rid of this bottom part right here. Maybe, in fact, right there. Okay. Cut it away and then look and see. Okay, now that's sticking way out there. I do like that edge better, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut off some of this one. Okay, like that. All right, yeah, that is gonna work better. Gonna keep this leaf right here. This is actually where I kind of flubbed it. It doesn't look too bad. I'm surprised. And there, and there. Okay, there we go. So I'm just cutting, if you can't see, I'm just cutting around these leaves that I stamped. And then where, like here, I did not do a, you know, do the die cut, but down here I did. So I'm going to come all the way down and pick that up and then connect it so that it's cut. I'm going to come back up to this top one. That looks pretty good. There's where my die comes in again. So I'm going to connect that and that. I'm going to come down and connect where that leaf is. Okay, and check the size. Good, it's looking good. So I think I'm almost done now because I can see where my little die cuts are. And I'm liking it. Liking how these leaves are connecting up. This one's pretty much sticking out of there in nowhere land. So that one might have to go, but we'll see. Okay, so no, that's perfect. The only thing is I see a blank spot here where I didn't stamp any dies. And so I'm going to just, oh, I could cut that off, but I don't want to. I don't want a half a leaf though. So we're going to go ahead and cut there. I'm going to cut that half a leaf off and there. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, now my leaves did intersect a little right here. That's okay. It's going to look just fine. Now all you need to do is take a little pokey and you're going to poke all of these little leaves up. Okay. And then it's going to look even better. And then after you've done this and poked all these little leaves up, you might want to go back in. And if there's a spot that you want to do a leaf and there's enough room to do it, you can do your die cut again. I wouldn't, because like if you did it as much as I did, you're not going to have enough room and you're going to accidentally cut something. Better would be just to take, you know, maybe your little X-Acto blade and just add a little cut spot if you're really thinking you have a spot you'd like to do it. I don't think you're going to need to. Even with a minimal amount of leaf raising here, it looks fabulous. Really does. It's a really great way to get a kind of a pop-up effect without having to work so hard at it. And nice to not have to take my little brayer slash weeder roller and roll all of this up and hope it, you know, little pieces come out. And all. That is such a nuisance sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but look at that. Isn't that cute? Okay, now if you want your canopy to be, again, not quite the bottom of it like that, I'm kind of not thinking that I kind of think something's amiss. I'm going to leave it for now. I might come in and clip just a little bit of that off, but let's do the trunk. Okay, we'll clean that up. I'm going to put this back up here. And now we're going to do on pecan pie. This is probably big enough. I'm going to do my trunk on it. Can I clean up my mess? So of all the things we've got that are new, I think one of the things that I like the best that's a new item, but I haven't bought any of yet, because it's that 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock that we got in the Stampin' Up world, mostly because I think it was already being manufactured by Close to My Heart, and it's something that we didn't have in the catalog, and it gives you two cardstocks based on our colors. So you would get Calypso Coral, but you would get the dark and the light Calypso Coral in one sheet of cardstock, which is really a handy notion. So anyway, I haven't bought any yet, but I will eventually. I just, you know, when a new catalog comes out, you can only buy so much. So I'm going to take my pecan, but no, I'm not. I need these lines to stand out. I'm not going to use pecan pie anymore. I'm going to use Tuxedo Black. You could use, I think, Early Espresso, and it would look great, but I'm going to just go ahead with black because these are caricature critters. They're not supposed to look like a photo or anything. Oh, that's not big enough. Let me grab, I need the whole thing going here. Okay, so there we go. Now I don't have a foam pad under here. If I had a foam pad, I'd be more sure that this has made great contact, but it did. If it didn't and it sticks, just put your hand under it. As long as you're not pushing in and doing weird things, if just a level pushing is gonna just make sure your ink is connected really well. You do need to use the little branch. So we've got the trunk. You know, I could do another trunk. If I'm gonna do the bookmark, which I'm kind of thinking I might have time to do, at least part of it. I think I'm gonna do another one of these. We're gonna do it like right here. And then we'll see if I really want to use that or not. I don't like having a lot of scrap paper left over. I can only keep so much in my stash and use it. You know, if I have too much in there, I don't have room for all of the storage of just scraps, and that's really quite silly. Because then I'm even less likely to use it. There is a stamp for that die bottom canopy. I could have used that stamp, but I just didn't even notice it, frankly. All right, so here's another little bit of tree trunk if you want to extend it, because this is quite short, but my canopy is really big. I think they have this extension so you can do quite a long extension. If you want to do a skinny card, this would be really cute on it, as just the one thing with a little bit of, you know, flat canopy at the top. But I do need the branch, so I'll get the branch out. And we'll do another branch too. Although I don't think I'll use the branch on a, no, I won't. I won't be using the branch on a bookmark. There won't be room for a branch. Okay, before I put away my ink, I'm gonna get my white cardstock out and we'll stamp all these little critters. They're so cute. Our little Peekaboo pals. They're called it's called Peekaboo Forest, you know, but all right, I'm gonna make this a little easier and quicker for me. I am gonna take all of my little critters and I'm gonna stick them all on this block. And let's grab the bird as well. Okay, and then we're gonna stamp this 2 times. Hopefully getting a good impression with these guys. I might need to go get my foam pad to make sure, but let me look here. We'll see how it goes. Let's do it this way. Perfect. All right, there's those guys. Yeah, I'm gonna need another cardstock. All right, there we go. Very cute. And I think that's all I'm doing with that. I cut my Simply Chamois in half because I needed both chamois. I need one that stays relatively clean, even though it doesn't look like it is, and the one that I'm inking like right now. And so I just cut it in half, and then it would fit in a container that I like better. Don't be afraid to modify your stuff to make it work for you. All right, so there we go. Now we're gonna color these guys. They're, yeah, a little problematic to color just because that part does take a bit of time. Let me get my samples out here so I can kind of see what I've done. Now you want for your fox some reddish, so I'm going to use the light Light Cajun Craze. Wow. Okay, right there on his nose and his little ears. Let's put this down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, a little bit around his little chin. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think we'll do his claws that way as well. And I think that's pretty good. So that's it. That was light Cajun Craze. You don't need anything darker than that. I'm going to just peek at what the dark looks like. It's pretty dark. You probably don't need that one. All right, now we're going to do some pale papaya. We got pale papaya, pumpkin pie, petal pink. But for a brown, I'm using 600, I believe, and 500, and we'll see how this works out. I don't think I'm going to use 500. Let's start with 600. Now, they aren't numbered that way anymore, and I really have no idea. I wish I did. I am terribly sorry, but I don't. Stampin' Up! Had these as flesh tones, and they had them doubled up, light and dark, and they had them numbered. And that worked out great for me. And then they changed them and just went to medium, light, and dark. And now I have no idea what coordinates with the colors I've got, but I know they are still available. Might be, I don't know. I think they are. All right, so now let's try a 500, and hopefully that's lighter. It is, very good. Okay, because I need it to be lighter quite a lot. So 500. We're going to leave a little white there because I've got other plans here. I do need a fair amount of color because I don't want it to look too peachy when I go to do that part. Okay, this is going to be darker than this part, so it's the same color, it's just darker. I think I might use some pencils too, just because I can get another lighter color. And we'll do his little paws with this one. Oops, I forgot his claws there. Let's do those. Okay, and then let's try pumpkin pie. We're going to see what you look like. You're good. So we're going to do pumpkin pie all over here. It's going to make him nice and orangey. Not at the very top of that highlight. And not in the nose. I don't need to do it in the nose. Okay, now we need some brown. He's a little orangey, so let's grab some ivory. And that's going to lighten the edges up just a little bit. I'm going to go right into the ear on that. I want his belly to be white, so I'm going to just do the sides here with ivory. I need his nose done. Okay. It is very squeaky, sorry. Kind of the life. Okay, now we're done with that, but it's, you know, not quite finished. I want a little bit of peach. Let's go with light petal pink. I want just a little bit of peachiness here, a little pinky peachiness around his nose. And then we need just a little more brown on his body. So let's go with, let's do this one. Now, since I've already undercolored it with ivory, it's doing pretty good there. It's staying nice and light. And I'm going to use my pencils to kind of get in the fur effect. Now, you're not going to want to take, if you don't want to take this much time to color these guys, you don't have to. I just like to because I like them to look good. And I like the color. People who don't like to color, they're not going to do this. They're going to just color him solid, and he's going to look great. So here's Cajun Craze pencil. Okay, I don't think I like Cajun Craze. I'm going to find browner. Okay, here's Early Espresso. Now that's quite dark, but that'll be fine. We'll give him a little bit of fur on the end of his little chinny chin. And then you can do fur in his body like this. You could do it on his little paws. You can do it where his little head is. You can color here if you want to darken it up for some strange reason. I don't think I like that, but you could. I'm going to lighten that up. And I didn't want it quite that dark is all. Okay, there we go. He's looking better. Much better. Okay, there he is. Now, I do have to use the pencil for his eyes. I don't have a light enough Stampin' Up pen. I've got, where's my Copic pen? I brought one out. I've got W1. That is not gonna quite be enough. I need it to be a little darker than that. You know, but I just don't need it to be light, smoky slate. I don't think it's gonna work. We're gonna take a gander. See how dark that is? His little pupil will disappear. And you can use the color lifter and all that, but you don't need to. So a pencil is gonna work just fine if I can find, I need gray. Why are you not here? Some of them are getting pretty short because I've used them for so long. Now, pencils are really an economical thing to purchase. That's basic black. I'll get you out just in case I can't find you, gray. What did you do? I've got a smoky slate, or what do we got? That was purple. Where? I must not have put it in right when I put it away. Oh, I think you fell down in there is what happened. Wow. Okay, there you are. So there is basic gray. And then you can kind of make it as dark as you want to. It's easy to do. If you flubbed, it's easy to kind of color a little harder, make it darker on that edge where I flubbed into that space with my pen. And if you want it darker here, you can make it a little darker here as well. Okay, we're going to take this for our little porcupine. Okay, we're going to color his whole little face. And his little body. He's a lot easier to do because I'm not gonna take too much time with him. And my pen will smooth out his lines because I'm not done. Little paws. The pencil too is really good for the woodpecker. If you want gray on his body at all, let's put a little bit of lines on his little, like if this is a red, I kind of tried to make him a red-headed woodpecker. And I'm going to make this part pretty dark. Okay. What color is their beak? I'm going to do a dark beak. I'm not sure that they have a dark beak, but that's what we're doing. All right, now I've got a color lifter. It's kind of like an alcohol pen, and it'll smooth this out nicely. Okay. See how that nice and smooth that is now? Okay, but just make sure you've cleaned it off. You don't want a lot of gray left on your color lifter. It does actually lift the color right up. I can kind of do it here to smooth out my flopped edge there. And we'll probably use that again. All right, for the bear, we want brown, and I'm going to use bronze, but I think we're mostly going to just outline his little chin. Okay, we've got his little body. Hope I gave myself enough room for these little guys' bodies. I think I did. Okay, and where his little nose is. And his little tufty ears, maybe his top of his head. Okay. I think that's all we need with this. This is bronze. And then I'm going to take my 600. That's bronze. Okay, 600. This is 500. Okay, 600, we'll see. We'll see how 600 goes. You're kind of orangey. I don't think I want orangey. That's bronze. I don't want that. That's ivory. I don't want ivory either. Okay, let me peek at my color stash. So we do have pecan pie, actually. Let's try that. I think that'll work perfect. Light pecan pie. It's a little on the dark side. Now that I've committed to it, we're going to have to add in a little more just to make sure that doesn't look weird. Okay, it's not bad. It's just a little on the dark side. I might have used it for him. I bet you I used pecan pie, both light and dark, for his light and dark. Let's see here. I don't want anything that's too reddish. That's this 300. Too dark. Oh yeah, I forgot. Some lower colors were the darker ones. So we ended up with 500 and 600, I believe. Bronze. Where did you go? Yep, 600. So actually 700 probably would do it. If I can find you, I know you're in here somewhere. My labels have fallen off some of my. 700 never looks dark enough. See how peachy it looks? Yeah, that's not it. It's close, but not quite. So what we're going to have to do is, I actually have a lot of other colors, so I would be using a whole different set of colors. But you can use your pencil. Oops, not early espresso. Oh, you know what I think I'll grab? Maybe some gray. Yeah, crumb cake. Crumb cakes sometimes will mix in good with these, sometimes not. So this will be an experiment for me. Where are you, crumb cake? No, not a new one. Here we go. All right, we'll get our dark crumb cake, and we're gonna see what you look like here. No, that's too gray. I don't want the gray, so I'm really stuck right now. We're going to have to do pecan pie, and then we're going to lift it. So this is light pecan pie. I'm going to leave some white around his little eyeballs. Okay, we're going to go like this, around his little chinny chin, his ears. Oh boy, I hear the birds out there singing away. I love to go out and look at the birds when they're singing out there. It's so pretty and peaceful. Now that the mower's gone, it wouldn't have been peaceful a minute ago. Well, several minutes ago, actually. All right, little pause. And now we're gonna grab, what did we have out here? The 500? Yes, I think 500? No, not 500, two. Oh, ivory. I bet you ivory will do it. Ivory is gonna, no, it's not blending quite right. No, ivory's not blending with that. Where are you? Colors. 500. 500 you're gonna have to do, but you're too dark. Where is the other numbered color? 700, here we go. All right, so now we're gonna use 700. It's gonna wash that in a bit. It's a little on the yellow side. I don't like that. At all. His nose, actually we're gonna have to do his nose too. You can see how it washed. It didn't wash nice. Some of these blends, you know, blend better than others. I do want his, oh, I don't need his belly to be white. He's a bear. He doesn't have a white belly. Okay, I don't like that, and so we're gonna have to darken him up. And now that I have this yellowish weird background, that's fine. Because I'm gonna have to totally cover it. But I'm gonna use 500 and just go for it, because I think because of the lighter wash, it's underneath, it's gonna be just fine. Because it's gonna stay kind of with a lighter wash underneath there. See, so it's kind of lightened up anyway. And now I do want to do his little nose, but I don't want it to be that dark. So let's try our crumb cake. And we're gonna go with that for his little nose. And his little chin. I'm not sure how fast his belly's gonna be, but it's not gonna be that fat. Pecan pie. There we go. Better, 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 better. Okay, now let's try this one. Okay, very much better. All right, so lesson learned. If you don't like what you are doing, just keep going. You'll figure it out. And the worst case is if you didn't like it at all and you start over again. Okay, but generally, if you just keep going, you will find a combination that will work here. All right. It was a little more work than I thought it would be, but it's okay. All right, so I think we're gonna use our pencil for the quills, because I don't want these to be too dark. And I forget how far out the die goes. So we'll just make sure we've got a big area out there. And then I'm gonna take my crumb cake, that dark one, and we're gonna kind of do that just to smooth that out a bit. I don't think I like the dark crumb cake so much. I didn't have it out. Let's do light smoky slate. Yeah, it's much better. Okay, very good. And then his little nose could be lightened up a bit. I should have not colored it. We'll lighten up his little nose with my color lifter. And our petal pink, where are you? Actually, we just need pink because that's not even showing. I need a pink, like something super light that's a pink. I think we'll have to find Flirty Flamingo to get what I'm talking about, which is a little on the dark side. Okay, Flirty Flamingo, there you are. It's pretty dark because I think this is a dark one, but oh well, we'll do it anyway. I'd like his nose to be pink. If it's a baby one, then having little cheeks, you know, it's kind of cute. But we do want, for the little bird, we want some red. So where? Cherry cobbler you will do. Ooh, my pencil's broke, but I'm not gonna sharpen it. We'll do cherry cobbler right there and there. And what was a really super light color that I had out here? Was it 700? We're gonna use 700 and just go over this guy's wing a bit. Some of his belly. Okay. Leaving him a little bit of white around his face. I think that's pretty good. They look pretty good. I am going to take my pens all away. We're going to cut these guys out. And I just don't want to lose my pens. It'll take me a while to put them away later. All right. So now we're going to get our die out. Oh, this is the fun part because now you get to assemble this all. Now that you've done all of the work of making this so cute, you're going to love it. Okay, right up here. All right. And, oh, new in colors. That was the other thing I was going to mention, our new in colors. So, do you guys... Have you checked out the new in colors? Do you like them? I always like new in colors just because I like new colors, basically. When I saw the new in colors, I was not impressed because I was looking at them, you know, online, and I should know better. I'm gonna save that little scrap. Because they always look better in person. So I wasn't impressed. I got my inks, got my cardstock. The cloud one, whatever it's called, wasn't available. And just some issue with the ink. I hope they get it fixed. Because I actually really liked it. It was a color I thought, oh, well, I don't really care because I don't care for it anyway. What an idiot. Because it actually is a really nice color. It's a great color. And even the other color that I didn't think I was going to care for at all, hardly. Let's turn sometimes these, you know, get a little more concave. And then they don't grab my little magnet down there. Now they do. Now that I turned it. Okay, you can tape these down, especially since I'm not needing to have clean edges on the outside there. I could easily do that, but I have a lot of trouble with tape. I don't know what it is about tape, but tape does not agree with me. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to move my machine like this. So I can use my other arm to do this. All right, so I've got this. You want to save this piece that just fell out of there. Don't lose that. You will need that. Because I don't know how high I'm making the tree, don't cut anything off, just make it long. But I'm sure I'm going to cut some of that off. And then we'll cut our little branch out. I always like the pinks. So the strawberry slush, there's a strawberry, I think it's slush. Very pretty. And the duckling one, yeah, it's a yellow. There was a time I kept putting in the sandbox ideas constantly. It's like yellow, yellow, yellow. We don't have any clean yellows. They're nice, but they're muted brownish, not bright, like Pineapple Punch. I loved Pineapple Punch. And it gave me options with my pens for blending and just brightened things up. I like Pineapple Punch. Well, so when we got Daffodil Delight, I was pretty much happy. I was like, that's great. As long as that one never goes away, I'm golden. All right, so we got, did I do the other one? Yes, I did. So that's that. Do our trunk. The duckling one is good. It doesn't seem all that different from, I mean, it is. I've seen them compared, and I even took a piece of cardstock and shoved it up against Daffodil Delight to see the difference. So it is different, but not significantly in my view. All right, so that's that, and we are done with the no, we're not done with the cutting. I have to do all the animals. Save your little part that almost gets lost every time I do this. Okay. Now we've got the little bear. So cute. And we've got our little... Oh, I'm going to have to do him afterwards because I don't have enough room with him. Now there is this die to cut that center out if you just want to cut your tree. Like if this is your card and you want your card to stay, you want this to stay on the card, you're not going to cut this trunk out. Or you want to cut the trunk out, but you just need an extra part that you're going to cut a darker piece from this. Anyway, it matches, okay? We'll hang on to that. And we'll get our little fox out. Oh, you're not going to work there? Fine. How about the woodpecker? No, this is the trouble. Once you've got... This is the trouble with stamping, you know, multiple images, is that they never line up in such a way as to be able to be cut in one go. It does take time to roll each one out. Okay, so here's how big it is. It's not huge, but it is big enough. All right, let's get the other bear. We'll just do these at the same pace. Little bear. Oops, got a couple of scraps stuck on my... I'll get those off. All right, there's my little bear. And Jeff's going to be done with his substitute teaching job here pretty quick, so I am going to need to finish very quickly here. So we will just stick with one set of animals, because I don't think I'll have time to do all of them. Turn this plate again so we get good contact with my little magnet. Let's see if we can position my little porcupine here. with the woodpecker. We have a lot of woodpeckers here. They're so fun to watch, and thankfully they aren't like keeping me awake or anything because I get up pretty early. They can be pretty loud. All right. Okay, we are ready to assemble. All right, so let me put this here. It's a little dark down there. Now for a little card, a little bookmark card, you could do your little trunk. Okay, I'm gonna just do this, like this. Okay, and trim that off, and then you'd have to do a very small little bit of a canopy. Just make it small right at the top. Wouldn't that be cute? You'd have your little critters poking out of it. Anyway, I think a book card would be really cute that way, but we're not doing that right now, so let's just finish out here. So this part is going to fit right here. I do want this to be darker, this piece of pecan pie. So I'm going to just take my my scrap right here and my pen, and I'm going to just color it darker. And then I can use it. And then after I've colored it like this, I'm going to take my other end, and I'm going to go like this, just to give it some lines in there. And then one more time. All right. And then that just kind of gives it a little bit of texture beneath here, and then that's going to fit in underneath. All right, so first of all, we're going to take this and position it on your card the way you want it. And put your dimensionals on the back. There are some really cool, oh, I forgot, don't put one's like right underneath. His little body has to fit in there. Okay, we can do this and this. I think that's going to hold. You want this to stay on pretty well. If you need to add the little minis, you can add the little minis at the side. Just to make sure that this is going to stay on really good, because my critters are coming in and out. They're popping in and out. And I do want the little kids that I'm sending them to, I want them to be able to pluck them in and out. Let's do it here. Maybe I can contain my mess a bit. Got glue on tweezers, but my nails just have a really hard time really grasping these little backs good enough. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. So stick this on here. Well, pretty close to this outer edge. You just don't want the bottom of his thing to go off. And now this is going to go right on here, and now you're going to see, oh, that's off there a little. That's okay. Let's find that branch and see if we can get this. Oh, it does. It actually looks good like that, doesn't it? Having this little extra sticking out just looks like part of what's on this branch. So now it looks okay. But now that I know that, I can see where I want this branch. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the branch right on my card. right where I'm going to want it. Okay, so now that that's glued, use the back where the spaces you did not cut and put on your dimensionals. Okay, I don't have a lot of room where I can put these big ones, but there's quite a bit of space for the minis. Oop, help if I grabbed it. One there. One there. Just don't put it on where your little leaves are going to pull up, because you're going to want to pull those up. Here, let me push these down better. All right. Well, Jeff and I had a great time Sunday volunteering for our middle school. Our middle school preacher is actually got a new ministry job elsewhere, and he's staying at our church, though. Wonderful, because we love him. He's part of the reason why we are volunteering there. But he's going to go on to bigger and better things, and a change. You know, ministry's really tough, so it's nice to have just a change. He's young, you know, it's hard. So it's a great, I'm glad he's still going to be kind of in ministry, but not at our church. But his family goes there, so he's not going anywhere. I was really happy to hear that, because he's so good with the kids. He's so funny. All right, there we go. Isn't that marvelous? I love that. Now take your little tweezers and just pull up all of those little leaves so that they are up and up and up. You want them to be up. They look great when they're all pulled up. Then you're going to take this and just glue it on the card right underneath. Because you use dimensionals, this is raised. So when you put on your little, let's see if I can get it right this way. You can position it right in there. There. And now these little guys, they're little paws. You just pull those little paws up a little bit, and they'll slide right in there. They all will. They're so cute. We're going to take our little pocket that we made and put it right here on the side. Okay, just glue it on. Oh man, I'm really crooked here. Let's straighten me out. Oops. You could tape it, but I like, the glue is better for me. I never rub down the tape enough to really get it good. Get it to adhere good, I guess. It does, if you rub it really good, it adheres really well. Then we have enough space to have two of our little Peekaboo pals in here. Get his little paw right there, so we can kind of peeking out. And my bear, I like this one better, so we'll put him in the tree. Oh, so cute. And oh, the bird, our little woody woodpecker, he's gonna go right on here. Now you could put him anywhere, but I'm gonna stick just a little mini dimensional, just one on his back. There, and he's right on the trees, and that's adorable. Oh, so cute. Now, this stamp set does not have any sentiments. So you would need to have something on the inside, but with my Just For You on there, you could do it like anything, right? Anything. Now this one, I used Pear Pizzazz as my canopy color and pocket color. I kind of liked the Pear Pizzazz, but this combination worked out great too. All right, I really like how it turned out. It's so cute. I'm gonna have to send this to my grandkids pretty quick because they're getting older now, and it won't be very long, and they won't be really ready to have anything like this, and I love these. Oh, it would make a super cute baby card, wouldn't it? Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your week. Have a blessed week and a blessed Easter. I can't believe I did not do an Easter thing. Normally I would do an Easter thing and did not this time, which is kind of odd for me because I think there was an Easter. Anyway, the storybook friends, I could have used that probably, but actually I kind of like chicks for Easter better than bunnies. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Monday with something new. If my newsletter doesn't come out, I don't know, maybe not. And it depends on how things are going. I don't do this regularly every week at the same time anymore because Jeff he's working just 2 days a week. He picks the jobs he wants to do. I never know what day that's going to be. So the other days we have fun together. So don't know when it'll be, but it'll be sometime soon. And that'll be good enough. Bye.